Welcome to Culture on I-24 News. I'm Areej Grover. Thank you for joining me. Today on our program, we'll host the producer of Project Glance. We'll see how Pablo Escobar continues to spark the imagination 21 years after his death. And a unique painting technique using olives by an Arab-Israeli artist in Nazareth. Joining me now in the studio is Gordon Genassia, a producer responsible for a very interesting project called the Glance Project. Last summer, at the height of the war here in Israel, 3 dancers from the Paris Opera Ballet used Tel Aviv as their stage for a unique performance. The resulting video is now out, and Gordon is here to tell us all about it. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
So before I hear from you, and I'm eager to hear from you, let's take a moment and watch some of the clip and come back.
Great. I don't know.
I'm going to ask you about it.
No idea.
All right. So Gordon, it's first of all, it's beautiful work. Tell me a little bit about the project, how it came to be.
So actually, this project started quite spontaneously this summer, when the situation was quite difficult in Israel at this time, and we decided we wanted to express optimism and to do something to support the art during this difficult period.
Yeah.
So. After sharing our ideas, we tried to set this project with a student from the Tel Aviv University, and we started to shoot at Abima Square.
Now, why Abima Square?
Why Abima Square? Because it's a central location in Tel Aviv. It's representing the culture in the city, and you have
a beautiful location.
It's a beautiful location, and we wanted really to discover the place through movement and really to take control of, not to take control, but to show the space, all the space of the Abima Square, designed by
Danny Caravan, of course, right?
Yeah.
He was on the show a few months ago. Really interesting guy. Tell me, what are the conditions you had to work in when you did that? I mean, we all remember the summer and the feeling on the street. How often did you have to run for shelter while shooting?
Actually, thankfully, we didn't have to run to shelters during the shooting. The shooting was started at 6 in the morning to avoid the heat. And we put music on the square. People were quite interested by the project. Stopped, asked us questions, took pictures.
Joined in, maybe?
No, they didn't join the dancer. But I think we provide them quite a small time of happiness during this difficult period.
Yeah. And what sorts of reactions have you been getting?
So since,
now that it's out,
since we published the video 2 days ago, already 2,000 people saw the video. We spread it through Facebook and through our website. And the pictures, we have also amazing pictures with this project, and the pictures have been seen like for 5,000 times already, but we just spread it 2 days ago, so I hope it will keep increasing in the next days.
Yeah, definitely. The dancers were just visiting here, or was it part of the...
The dancers were just visiting here, actually, at the beginning, and when they understood that the few shows were cancelled and some representation of dance representation were cancelled, they decided they wanted to do something to
have some alternative.
Yeah, to support the art and to keep being optimist and keep being creative in this difficult time.
Yeah, that's a wonderful project. Any thoughts of maybe making it a part of a series of projects?
So we are thinking about making a series. My friend is now working on another music to be able to work on the choreography, and we hope we'll be able to do it with more dancers, maybe in Paris or in London. I don't know.
Or maybe different locations, that are in conflict around the world.
Yeah, maybe we need to think
Just
about
an
it.
idea. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Now, who has never heard of Pablo Escobar, the most legendary of drug barons? Nearly 21 years after his death, the Escobar myth lives on with films, books, even a TV show about the man. David Gombin weighs in on Escobar's place in popular culture.
I do not believe in coincidences. The bullet was fired at exactly the same place where my father had told me that he had fixed the date he would be caught. He always said that 15 bullets from his pistol, 14 would be for his enemies and the last one for him.
Even 21 years after his death, Pablo Escobar continues to inspire his son Juan Pablo Escobar. Recently, he published a new book dedicated to the life of his father. It offers no groundbreaking revelations, but rather an often tender portrait of a loving father.
I had the rare privilege of being the son of Pablo Escobar. For me, he was an exceptional father. I have proof. I must have thousands of letters he wrote to me, encouraging me to study, be a good person, and stay away from drugs.
The book was launched with the help of a lot of marketing buzz. This is not Escobar's first contribution to his father's legacy. In 2009, he contributed to a documentary about his father.
Estados Unidos, la muerte de Pablo Escobar.
December 2nd, 1993, following an incredible manhunt that has fascinated the media, the biggest drug lord of all time was shot on a rooftop in Bogotá by the forces of Commander Martinez. Suicide or execution? A 3-year-long manhunt which ended in triumph for the Colombian authorities and the DEA in a scene worthy of Hollywood. Hollywood continues to be inspired by these events. In 2001, the film Blow, in which Johnny Depp meets Pablo Escobar in Colombia and becomes one of the biggest drug importers in the United States. Last month, another blockbuster landed in theaters in Europe. Paradise Lost, a thriller which features Benicio del Toro in the lead role of a warm and friendly Pablo Escobar. 2014 promoted Pablo Escobar's pop icon status. And 2015 will continue the trend. Netflix has already announced it is producing a new series in Colombia. Narcos, a 10-episode miniseries directed by one of the finest filmmakers of the moment, Brazilian José Padilha, responsible for the recent remake of RoboCop. If Pablo Escobar continues to inspire Hollywood screenwriters, they might be ignoring his dark side. At the height of his fame in 1992, there were 27,000 violent deaths per year in his stronghold of Medellin, making it the capital of world murder. Escobar may be remembered as a pop icon, but he's not a very heroic one.
Escobar continues to fuel the film industry. In a moment, we'll hear of an Arab-Israeli artist who uses olives instead of paint. But first, our cultural recommendation for the day.
We know Metiste the painter, but there was also Metiste the master of upholstery. Son of weavers, the famous artist was also experienced in tapestry. This experience also served as an inspiration for his beginning artwork. With the exhibition Weaving Metiste, the Museum of La Cateau-Cambrésis, at the birthplace city of the painter, honors part of his work. For the first time, all Metiste tapestries are gathered here. It reveals his early works with fabric, colors, and patterns which stayed with him throughout the artist's life, but also the various textiles from around the world, including Tahiti, which had a lasting influence on him.
Beautiful stuff. Areej Lawen is an Arab-Israeli artist who has developed a unique painting technique by using olives. Beyond the aesthetics of the method, this allows Lawen's Palestinian identity to come through in her work. David Gombin has the story.
Areej Lawen is an Arab-Israeli artist from the town of Nazareth. She picks olives every harvest season, but not for the purpose as others do. Irene has developed a painting technique of her own by crushing and squeezing the olives on the fabric. The green oil juice serves the purpose of a natural dye.
Considering I am the first to use this method, especially since the raw material represents us and our heritage, I don't intend to stop here. I will continue to experiment, mix the oil with other colors, and not stop here, but continue to develop this technique further.
The decision of making art by using olives might seem obvious to some. Olives are a symbol of the Arab agriculture in the region, and it represents up to 20% of the Palestinian agricultural production. In her work, the green pigmentation on the canvas also delivers an important political message.
I chose the olives because olive trees are considered the green gold of Palestine. It constitutes the livelihood of many Palestinian families, and it symbolizes our identity.
Works that show the Arabic classic art, the popular imagery, the Dome of the Rock, and an old lady veiled or a man leaning against an olive tree.
I want to show the world that we have creative abilities, creative energy. I also want to tell the world about our issue not only through politics and politicians, but they can also understand our issue and pay attention to our cause through art and my drawings.
Areej Lawen will present her first exhibition starting next month in the West Bank city of Jericho. She hopes that her work will be received with the same enthusiasm people have in her northern city in the Galilee region.
Interesting. And now Gabi Tartakovsky is back with us with highlights from Mid-East Beat, his column on the I-24 News website. Gabi, great to have you as always.
Thank you.
What do you have for us?
Well, just yesterday, one of the most intriguing film festivals happening in the Middle East ended. I'm talking about the Culture Resistance International Film Festival held in Lebanon.
Wow, that does sound interesting.
It's very interesting because most festivals occur in one major city, but this one taking place all over Lebanon, in Beirut, Tripoli, and other cities.
Okay, and does this festival has a theme?
Definitely.
An idea?
If there is a festival with a clear agenda, this is the one. Basically, it features international documentaries and seminars to promote empowerment of the individual against various forces of oppression. Now, two films.
Are any specific forces of oppression before you get to the film? Any specific forces of oppression that they're aiming at?
Well, it seems there are many forces of oppression around the world. The Middle East, of course, has its share, but the thing that I like the most about this festival, that it does bring to light other documentaries, not only just from the Arab Middle East, but from across the world.
Right, these guys don't look Middle Eastern.
No, they're from Thailand.
Okay.
And this is one of the most intriguing documentaries which was screened this year. It's called Censor Must Die. That's a bold statement.
Straight to the point.
Straight to the point. This actually follows a previous film, Shakespeare Must Die, which the Thai filmmakers were forced to shelve because the Thai government claimed that this adaptation, which is a very gory one, poses a threat to national security.
Adaptation
of Macbeth. Yes, of course. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I mean, what else is there to adapt?
Right.
Now,
isn't everything an adaptation of Macbeth?
Of course. That's a whole different show.
Okay, so they had to shelve their film for reasons
beyond their control.
Okay,
yes.
And what did they decide to do? What's
a very gutsy decision. They decided to film their effort to unban this film, and this documentary follows those filmmakers through all the courts, various cultural committees in Thailand, trying to somehow reverse the decision and air their feature film.
Wow.
Now
How come they were able to make this film?
That's a great point. This documentary actually was approved by Thai government for general release on the grounds that it is based on actual events. Apparently, Macbeth isn't real enough.
Isn't that the idea behind any documentary? I mean, you know.
Yeah, but this is an interesting loophole, and they actually squeezed in.
Wow.
So they actually trying to tackle head-on forces of oppression.
That sounds super interesting. I'll definitely look that up. What else do you have?
Another great film is the documentary Powerless, which takes a very interesting look at the ongoing energy crisis in India. The filmmaker returned to his hometown, populated by 3 million people, who always suffer various power cuts, sometimes lasting 12 hours a day.
Wow.
Now, there's a lot of beef between the population and the electrical company in India, which is granted permission to provide electricity, but for various reasons they do not.
Yeah.
So this film, Powerless, follows the brave footsteps of Loha, who is a master of establishing illegal electrical connections. Very risky.
A Robin Hood.
A Robin Hood of the people.
Robin Hood.
Yes.
We're definitely going to
an electrifying
that.
Robin Hood.
You can find more on the website in your column. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
We're done for today. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed our show. Please choose to join us again tomorrow.